Hi, everyone. I'm Donna Rougeau. Thank you for joining us on our first episode, the inaugural of Reimagining Digital. I've been in the business of doing business online since about 1995. A lot has changed over those years. However, a lot has also not. Our intention here is to share what is important and block out the noise so that SEOs and businesses can get results fast that last long term. Let me introduce you now to my co-host, Ami Sandia.
Hello, everyone. I'm Saeednia. Donna and I are starting this podcast because we see a massive gap in the market that we want to help close. Companies are struggling with AI and search visibility because they've lost the human connection and the accountability that modern web requires.
Exactly, Ami. And to win today, the primary ingredient you have to provide is information gain. So let's start there and empower our audience to get some fast gains. In data science terms, that information gain, or IG, is the acronym, is the antidote to systemic entropy. What is entropy? Messy confusion, a bucket full of laundry, socks that don't match. That's entropy. Or the disorder that happens when your brand becomes a generic echo of its competitors. It's just confusing to get straight facts about your brand when the search engine can't quantify and qualify and verify those. Doesn't know what to do with you. If you aren't adding unique value or proprietary insights that clarify your brand and its value, you're adding zero information gain, rendering you to be effectively invisible to search algorithms designed to reward the original source. You're not letting them know it's you. Right, Ami?
Right? That's such an important foundation. So, what we're really talking about is moving from being an echo in the market to becoming a true authority. In this podcast, we're going to unpack how to use Google's EEAT framework as a strategic roadmap to earn the kind of visibility that generic fact like business simply can't achieve.
That's right. I mean, we need to address an elephant that lives in too many rooms: middle management. And I know some people are going to love me for that, and some people are going to hate me for that. That's okay. But when middle management filters the strategic message to protect their own department, we have to stop talking about rankings and start building a case for EBITDA as SEOs or an SEO department. I call information gain the very first domino because it's the lead indicator for every financial outcome. Do you
That's
agree
a,
on
right. That's a big shift in perspective.
me? Indeed, it is.
Yeah, let's unpack that for the audience. Why do you see information gain as the first domino for the C suite?
Such a great question. Because information gaining creates a uniqueness premium. In a regulated industry, for example, where I've spent about the last 15 years in them, you've been there with me for many of those. If you aren't providing unique value, you're a commodity. Commodities with bad reputations, which most of them have, that's why it's a regulated industry, lead to having high acquisition customer costs and razor thin margins. If your brand is just an echo with zero information gain, you're forced to compete on price alone, which actively shrinks your gross margins. Direct impact on EBITDA for public companies also.
Right. So we're really talking about pricing power. So the gain is what actually allows a business to protect its price point and convert more efficiently.
100%, Emmy. Exactly. It impacts the cost of acquisition, which is one of the largest costs to any, like for example, SaaS B2B or B2C. They're going to be facing those issues. Any large e-commerce company is going to be facing those issues. I've seen this play out where a brand goes silent, effectively silencing its public voice and hides its products. This dismantles its own authority and creates dead end users, hiding products because product descriptions aren't what they want them to be yet, or because pricing's inaccurate or has issues, any number of reasons. And search engines interpret that as a sign of a failing operation. When organic authority drops, which it will in those circumstances, you have to spend more on paid ads to try and maintain revenue, if you can. That increases operating expenses, of course, and lowers EBITDA.
Okay, Donna, for someone hearing this for the first time, what's the simplest way to talking about EBITDA?
EBITDA stands for earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. It's a financial metric used to evaluate a company's core operating performance and profitability by excluding financing costs, tax rates, non-cash accounting, providing a clearer picture of cash flow from operation. It's commonly used for comparing companies within the same industry. Now, public companies, even more so, that is important. But that's a great question. Not everybody will know what that means. But as SEO departments, we need to come to know these terms and exactly where they're impacting.
Awesome. And that leads us to the final signal. And there's the final signal, trust.
Uh, Trust is something that just, quickly gained, often quickly lost. So let's dive into that. Sorry, I've just lost my place a little bit. So the gain is what actually allows a business to protect price point, and it loses that. It loses trust. So trust is the retention multiplier. A trust deficit, like a D- rating in the Better Business Bureau, or thousands, hundreds or thousands, I've seen both. Negative reviews, unaddressed complaints about a company, act as a tax on the business. This entropy leads to high cart abandonment, massive overhead, lower traffics. Of course, that means less conversions. Fixing the house on fire, it reduces these costs. When trustworthiness is recovered through transparency and accountability, customer lifetime value will go up, churn will go down, EBITDA will finally recover. That's what we're after. And that's where the EAT engine comes in. That's why we created this EAT engine. After 20 years, I've seen every version of scapegoat scenario to other departments, not my department that did that. And the easiest one that it seems to always go to is, oh, it's SEO, because it's like a hidden mystery, but it's not, it's a science. I've been at an online pharmaceutical company that crashed where the CEO blamed SEO knowledge rather than the industry when Google algorithms impacted those properties by saying, we don't trust you anymore. You don't have enough humans associated with you. Your entities are not verifiable. It's you. You don't know SEO. So I've gained, and you've been there with me, where we've worked in iGaming, where connecting humans to properties is 100% forbidden in 90+% of those iGaming properties. That's a catastrophic EAT failure, EEAT, the Google framework, because you can't signal trust as an anonymous entity. You're just saying, I'm not going to tell you who I am, so you can't trust. There's no reason for you not to trust me. It's the other way. You don't tell me who you are. A machine is not going to trust you. And if it doesn't, people aren't going to trust you.
Right? We see that pattern far too often. It
We
sounds like
do.
SEO is often the first to be blamed for systematic business failure.
It is. And it is so easy to do that. Most recently, I presented an EEAT roadmap to a CMO who had dismissed it as a fairy tale, something she must have made up in AI, while he was secretly hiding products and politicking behind the scenes, causing catastrophic impact on our SEO results. One sec. So we created this engine. We created something that we needed. It's a 500-point model, scoreable model that turns those strategic truths into quantifiable business assets so it can remove those roadblocks. When an executive asks, why didn't you do anything? You point to the engine. It's always the system, never the people. So we'll
That
look at that engine and determine exactly why things are going the way that they are.
that's exactly why this framework matters. So ultimately, this is about moving from being a technical executor to becoming a true strategic truth teller.
100% it is, exactly. In upcoming episodes, we're going to open up the hood of the EAT engine and break down how to measure information gain using tools like InLinks, which is one of my favorite tools. Dixon Jones and his team have done a tremendous job with that, and Wakai, their new tool that measures AI responses. And Profound is also a terrific tool that's out there. Before we go, we need you to remember that if you aren't adding your own strategic truth to the world and the algorithms, will fill it in with the void. They'll fill it in with a negative information key. We can't force a company to save itself, but you can give them every tool they need to be able to do that. And like I said, some of the tools that we highly recommend, we'll tell you right now to go check out before our next episode. Inlinks.com, their sister tool, Wakai, and also Profound. These are modern day tools that will give you 90%, if not all, of what you need to be able to master EAT, the mother framework over everything that's required to succeed in AI search and in semantic search, which all of our search engines are today. So thanks for joining us. And Ami, if you want to wrap us up, I think we'll keep this short for everybody as our introduction. And in our next episode, we'll do a really great dive into how to execute information gain, what that sandwich of that looks like to make atomic content, and how you can make some bold moves. But this leaves you with wins for today. And Ami, as always, such a pleasure.
Thank you, Donna. So, if there's one takeaway from today, it's this: in the age of AI, visibility follows credibility. We will continue breaking down how build that durable authority in the episodes ahead. Thanks for joining us on this episode.
Great. See you next time. This was fun.